Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is a 50516 number. I am from Long Island. Sorry, I just figured out how I can mute myself. I'm very new to this. I think we exchanged some emails with Tanya.
What's your name?
I'm just coming here. Jing, J-I-N-G, Jing Wan.
Jean. Okay.
Yeah, you sent me the flow chart after last week, not last week, probably the week before.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I'm very new to this, but I do work with business owners. I try to work. I have business clients for my other side hustle, so just try to learn this a little bit. But I do have a specific question to the group. So recently I came across, I didn't buy her LLC. So her LLC only contains this one property. And then she said, oh, you can buy the LLC, you can take everything over. If I do end up doing that, what kind of, who's drafting all the agreements? The LLC only contains one property, it's a condominium. So I was just I wasn't really comfortable buying the LLC. Anyway, I don't really like the property itself. So is there a standard? She just moved permanently to Australia. The LLC is established in Maryland. It is Maryland LLC. The property is in Missouri. It's a little too complicated to me.
Yeah, that is interesting.
I think a lot of wealthy real estate owners, they put the real estate in LLC. Anybody, especially like people in Hollywood, those homes, they're not in their name, they're in an LLC. So I don't think that's unusual. What do you think, Tanya?
No, I mean, it's not unusual to have property held in the name of an LLC. LLCs are great holding companies for property, because what they do is they put a bubble around the property. So if somebody, I see it a lot of times for people who are renting the properties out. That way, if somebody slips and falls or injures himself on the property, the LLC and the assets within the LLC are the only thing that somebody suing can get to. So it isolates, that potential injury and potential claim from, going back to the owner's other assets, other properties that they may own, and all of that. So it is pretty common for a property to be held in an LLC. When you buy the LLC, you're buying all known and unknown liabilities. So that's the only thing that I would say is that, if there's only one asset, you're better protected yourself if you buy the asset. But also, that being said, I don't know Missouri law or Maryland law. And if you could determine whether or not there were any liabilities, and there were none, and there may be a property tax reason or some other reason to go ahead and purchase an LLC. I mean, I think a real estate attorney or a tax attorney could better advise you on that. And then also, I know that, in California, the laws are a little different here, but when a property is generally your jurisdiction, if something happens, is going to be in the state where the property is. So if there was a slip and fall or anything and the property's in Missouri, regardless of the fact that it's held by a Maryland LLC, probably anybody being sued would be sued in a Missouri court, since that's where the property actually resides. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different factors in there, but you'd need local counsel that knows the laws in those states to be able to advise you on that.
That's true. It's just a little too complicated for a $300K condo I need to pursue. Based on my understanding, I think she needs to do the quick claim deed to deed the LLC to her own name, and then she's selling that to me, and then I'm buying an LLC as a business transaction. So the asset transaction is one thing. The LLC transaction should be another buy-sell business agreement. But it's just a little too complicated. I talked to some other listings, active listings. I got the data. She can get 54,000, which she showed me the tax return and everything. But the others just like 20, 30. I talked to several people. I was just doing my due diligence. I figured, yes, she has a nice unit and everything, but it's just the complexity and, you know, although she has high numbers on the growth, but it's just so complicated. I figure I'll just buy something right from from someone, not from
Well, I mean, if you
LLC,
bought
especially the fact.
yeah, if you bought the real estate
ahead.
separately, there would be no reason to buy the LLC. Because you can
Well,
form your own LLC and stick it in your own LLC if you want to. So
The main reason for the LLC is she has a database. She has been running that for almost 3.5 years. So she has the database of every single tenant. She's an attorney. So she has the database of every single people, their email address, phone number, and everything stayed in her Airbnb. So I can also take over her reviews, and she has almost 300 reviews on Airbnb. So that's the only reason if I proceed, I'm buying the LLC. Otherwise, I just say, okay, I don't want your LLC. I just need the asset.
yeah.
But
Well, that
yeah, it's
that
just
makes
so
more sense
complicated.
if it was an Airbnb. So
yeah, but yeah, I learned a lot. I try to stay on and try to learn from all the experts like you.
well, thank you. All right, Michael. I think you wanted to. I thought you unmuted your mic earlier.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that I was working with Gerard a little bit, and he was sort of showing me how to do valuations and even going, some pretty in-depth stuff on that. So,
Nice.
like what Terrence was asking about. Yeah, and he's got a software up and running, and it's asking for 3 years financials. The good thing about his software is that it does link right up with QuickBooks. And so that's the only
that's
one
awesome.
that does that. But he's just making sure that the software is one thing, but as a broker, you have to know, why the software is working. So we've been doing a lot of valuations of different financials and things like that. And other than that, we've been doing, I'm talking to whoever I can talk to, and whatever business groups I can find and networking groups I can get into, and people in my area know who I am, and I'm, if anybody's selling anything, I'm going to know about it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, I think it seems to me that Gerard had some type of or when I looked at his software last, his revised or new product, that it also had some kind of limitation on the number of reports that you can run. So, I mean, when you're dealing with businesses and you're constantly looking at business valuations and, and trying to figure out, okay, is this a business I can help? Is it a business I can't help? And all of that. And so, yeah, I mean, when you get limited to 10, 12 reports a year, you can use that in a month easily. And
right.
it's just not that useful at that point. So, but that being said, if you're interested in it, you guys may want to reach out to Gerard, because he may have some special deal for brokers that is, that's not specifically stated on the website. I don't know, So
well, I think he's trying to figure out the payment, how he wants to charge as well. Because I know, like, I can go in and do as many as I want because I'm working under him. And we do the valuations for a lot less. So if somebody wants to add on their money to it, whatever they want to make onto it, they can do that because we're doing it fairly inexpensively. So that's happening.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't think he had a sample report out there. I'd love to see a sample report on it.
Yeah,
Maybe he does.
actually,
I should go out there and.
Good, though.
I'm sorry, what, Michael?
I was about to say the sample report, the one that we've been running, looks really good, and it does a lot of explanation. So the buyer and the seller are aware of how we got the numbers and what the numbers mean. So it's good definitions for people who aren't in the business actually.
Excellent, excellent.
It's a good revenue stream. Once you figure it out, it's just an additional revenue stream. That's for sure.
Yeah, you make money doing the valuations. But one of the things that Gerard has figured out is that once somebody has a valuation of their business, there's a lot of times they don't realize how much their business is worth or could sell for. And once somebody sees that, it's like, oh, maybe I'll sell it now. I was going to wait 5 years, but if I can make this much now and save 5 more years of my life, let's do it now. So we're getting a lot of business that way.
Excellent.